who's joining us live from Nakuru. There he is. Kegotho, kindly let us know what you have for us right now.
It is indeed a good morning, Njoroge. As I promised you, I'll be bringing the professionals from this town to also speak on the issue of Nakuru town being a city. And now joining me are some of the people who have accepted to be talking to us. I have Eliasif Magoma, who is Nakuru Residents Association chairperson, and I have Mr. Okeo, who is a lawyer, and I also have Akach, who is a chairperson Bunge la Mwananchi, and an accountant in that order. So we will be starting from Mr. Magoma. Nakuru is becoming a city, and we talked last week and this week, and you have told me you have reservations about it becoming a city. Exactly what are some of these reservations that you have?
Thank you very much. Now, to be honest, Nakuru is not supposed to be a city now. Nakuru is not supposed to be a city now. We have various reasons as to why it's not to be a city now. Recently, there was a task force that was formed by His Excellency the Governor Lee Kinyanjui to take views from the residents as to why Nakuru residents should not or should be a city. Now, people give different views over the same. Now, as for me, or as the residents, we gave our memorandums to the task force, of which we rejected Nakuru being a city as for now. Now, we have so many factors leading to that. We have economical factors, social factors, and also political factors. Now, on social factors, socially, Nakuru people live below poverty line. People depend on these SMEs, small scale, medium sizes, of which they trade. Now, Nakuru to be a city, that means kiosks within the town center, which is the livelihood of some of the residents in Nakuru town, will be demolished. Now, the rise of crime will go up, because most of these people who live within Nakuru town, they live below poverty line. Now they depend on this.
Before you finish your point, let us hear from our lawyer here, Bwana Okeo. Exactly what are some of your reservations or points that are making you maybe have an opinion on Nakuru being a city? And maybe you can take
Thank you very much, Mwangi. There are a number of parameters that we use when we are considering whether Nakuru should be elevated to a city status. And some of those parameters will be perhaps a look at the infrastructure. Do we qualify the population? Do we qualify numerically speaking? And then other areas in terms of the services that are provided to the community. Allow me to tackle the population, to talk about the population. Numerically speaking, if we are going to use population as a yardstick to measure whether Nakuru can be elevated into a city status, then yes, we qualify to that extent. But if we are going to talk about infrastructural qualification, we fail. And not only do we fail, but we fail terribly. Where we are at right now is less than 50 meters away from the governor's office, the highest office in the county of Nakuru. We are less than 30 meters away. It's just down here. Look across the road. That's a porthole that you are seeing there. That is a lamppost that is destroyed. Tell me, if our proximity to the highest office of this county is shrouded with such minute mistakes, how will we elevate this town into a city status when we cannot get even the most basic things right?
Let's get a view from Bunge la Mwananchi chairperson. You seem to be having a diverse opinion. Exactly what do you think should be done for this town to be a city?
Thank you very much. The first thing I would say, is that Rome was not built in a day. We have to identify where we are failing. And we got an able governor who is ready to do that. Having a pothole, even in Nairobi, we have potholes. Look at what is happening in Kisumu. Kisumu was the same as Nakuru, but they have been given a status of the city. Secondly, we are on the highway to the western part of the world, whereby anybody from Mombasa, after running for a long time, this is the town where they should stay and rest. About the kiosk, they can be removed. We've got land to relocate these things. And those people who made the town to be more numerically is those people who came from Eldoret after post-election violence. We can handle this.
Okay, maybe we can talk in legal terms now. Just a minute.
Yes.
Legally speaking, do we qualify as a town to become a city?
Yes, we do. We do qualify to transcend from being a town to a city. But then again, you know, the fact that it's legally we meet the qualification required does not negate the fact that we fail infrastructure-wise. And that has been my argument, that what is the hurry to transform this town into a city? Because understand that there are certain implications which will come as a result of this town taking an upward trajectory to become a city. Okay, chances are, like my colleague has said, that there are a number of buildings which might be taken down because, you know, it has to be facelifted. Okay, but my argument is that why don't we implement what my friend is saying, Mr. Ketch, first, before, and then once we have implemented it and the system are running, we have drainage system, then we transcend it into being a city.
Yes, Bwana Magoma, tunapomalizia, you can just tell us industrialization-wise, in terms of tourism, in terms of handling a capacity, in terms of maybe having conferences held in Nakuru. Are we ready? Do we have hotels that are 5-star? Do we have even rooms that people can come and eat? Do we have even the food? Do we have the capacity to hold a conference, an international conference like USAID or something like that?
Thank you, Mr. Mwangi. To be sure, we don't have all those facilities. Industrially, Nakuru does not have industries as well now. So many industries were grounded. So, some other areas, for example, let's say for example, hotels, some facilities are just located just down here in the center. There's no parking places, so there's no, it's not spacious. Now you see some other areas, for example, we have condemned buildings here around. In fact, for sure, we cannot accommodate some visitors who can come here. Now, the proximity to the slum areas, for example, Ponden just around there. Now we have Kaptembo around here. Now, can we expand this city and can we expand and Nakuru to be a city? More so, this maroon of these slums, which is just very near to town. But
Nairobi is a city, and
we don't see. Kibera is very far from town. Nakuru is very far, and Kibera is very far from town. It's very far from city center. In fact, it's about 15 kilometers from city center. Now here we have Ponden here, just 500 meters.
Let's just give the chairman Bunge la Mwananchi just a final word. Security-wise, are we ready? Do we have security for investors when they come to Nakuru?
Very, very much. In fact, we are well off more than even let's say Kisumu city. Very much. We are very ready.
Okay, Sam Njoroge, that's a discussion that we need to bring on the daily brief. Maybe you come to Nakuru, we call the governor, we call the MCAs and the area MP, we also call the residents of Nakuru. They come and put in their effort in terms of this. Do we have the capacity? In the year 2009, Nakuru had a capacity of 1.62 million residents. In this year's census, we might be 3 million, we might be 2 million, 2.5, we don't know. But one fact is that we have all the tribes in this city. and we also have the workforce. Do we have the industries? Do we have the capacity? That's the questions that we will be asking the leaders in the course of the week, and we will bring those leaders into the daily brief to answer these questions. But for now, my camera person is John Wangombe. My name is Kigodho Mwangi. I take you back to Sam Njoroge for the rest of the briefing, as we say Nakuru or not Nakuru as a city.
Thank you so much, Kisumu Mwangi, for that update live from Nakuru. Indeed, we shall be getting back to this issue in the course of time and get to listen in to what developments will have come forth. Right now, let's take you to Kisumu and listen in to what is happening. We saw the governor address the press on the county government for the county government budget for the period 2019-2020. Let's now listen into what more is coming forth from Kisumu.
The city, and it would be our responsibility as leaders to support such efforts, because really that is the reason why we were elected. So mine this morning is to say that as an assembly we have made a decision that together we must make this county to move forward. And it would be absurd that we concentrate on issues that are not pertinent to the development of this county. And that is why we must offer support where it is necessary, so that the manifesto of the governor may be realized. I also want to say that at the moment, we know that there are bills that are pending in the assembly, including the roads maintenance bill. Within the next few weeks, we are going to fast track the processing of those bills, so that as we begin this financial year, albeit late, these bills can be operationalized, especially the road maintenance bill, because it is going to offer employment opportunities to our youth. So as the speaker have said, and let me reiterate this, that oversight does not mean being in combat with the executive. It means we must engage in very constructive and fruitful discussion, especially where things may not be going right. I do not think that we can do oversight by going to the media and besmirching the reputation of the executive arm of the government, because actually we need to be interdependent and our role needs to be complementary to that of the executive. And lastly, let me just say that the assembly is not going to be used as a launchpad for retrogressive politics. We know that that has been going on, but we have made a very concise decision that our members are not going to be distracted, so that the focus of development of this county can be pushed to the back burner. I think we are not going to do that. And the governor, we want to assure you that we are going to get full support of the assembly. I'm happy the speaker is here. A very, very sober person. And together we are going to move forward. So please, just be assured that whatever it is that you have decided to do to make this country move forward, we are going to lend you our full support. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Maswali? Moja au mbili hivi.
Yes, Governor, there's a concern. We talked about
Kisumu County Governor Professor Anyang' Nyong'o, together with the leadership of the County Assembly plus county executive members there, as he signed in the county government budget 2019-2020. And it's not the only story that we are following up for you today. We also have the Senate that is holding its sittings in Kitui County, and we've been getting regular updates from our reporter Daniel Kariuki. Earlier on, we saw him speak to Makueni Senator that is Mutula Kilonzo Jr. on some issues that they've discussed at a committee stage on the national planning and finance. Right now, let's get to listening to what more he has for us.
Right, Samuel, continuous update of what is happening here in Kitui County. And very fast, I want to bring in the majority leader of the Kitui County Assembly, Mr. Peter Kilonzo. Of course, I can see he's flagged by members of the County Assembly here in Kitui County. Maybe you can just tell us so far, karibia tu hapa tuzungumze. So far, you can tell us, facing the camera here, you can tell us so far the Kitui County as a county assembly and with the Senate being here. How is that going so far?
On the side of oversight, I want first to congratulate my assembly. We are doing pretty well. On the side of the executive, yes, we have serious challenges. And some of these challenges are coming out of implementation of the projects which are actually passed by this assembly. To begin with, we are 2 years down the line, and we have passed a budget close to 20 billion. But in comparison, what is on the ground cannot be equated to what we have been expecting. And some of the items which I think it is a real challenge is, I know you can do supplementaries as much, but we have been having some illogical, I want to call them in quotes, supplementaries. And that one has been the basis of major challenges for the assembly, because some projects will be put in the budget, they are again removed with a supplementary, removed again by another supplementary, and the money moved from projects to other projects. We literally are very little to show on the ground. I know there have been a lot of politics, but I know my assembly has been very objective. We have passed close to 3 budgets, several supplementaries. So there is no cause of alarm for the county CEO to say he is being fought by politicians or parties. That one is not there. We just want the governor to do the right thing.
Yes, maybe I can bring in the issue about the Senate being here in Mashinani as a county assembly. Would you say you are benefiting from it being here, or you are yet to get the benefits of the Senate being in Kitui County?
Well, we are very happy first, and let me thank the Senate and our senator for fighting out over to bring the second Senate Mashinani to Kitui County. Yes, we are really benefiting in terms of knowledge transfer, in benchmarking, you know, daily benchmarking, how committees are run and how to conduct them. And they are strengthening us. We have them here. We can always consult. And also having these dignitaries here is a plus. Economically, we cannot say much. I know within the same week, Kitui County is really going to benefit economically here. We are really empowered to have them here, and we are so happy to have Senate Mashinani towards the second Senate Mashinani.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You've said it's 24-hour economy, even at night. All right. Thank you very much, members of the County Assembly there, led by the Majority Leader, Peter Kilonzo. I'm now joined by the Senator Kitui County, Enoch Wambua, just to brief us. You had a meeting with people from Tharaka Nithi County on the ICT issues to do with the 2G network, the upgrading of the network system in that county. Maybe you can just brief us so far what you've maybe addressed and what has come up in your meeting.
Thank you very much. It is true that this morning the Senate Standing Committee on ICT had a meeting with officers from the Communications Authority of Kenya to discuss issues to do with connectivity in specifically three areas in Kitui County. One of those places is Nguku, Kasiluni, and Daraka. In August last year, the committee visited those areas, accompanied by Communications Authority of Kenya and engineers from Safaricom. And we identified those areas as areas where we did not have a signal and a service for mobile telephones. So we agreed that by the end of last year, those areas would be connected to the service. So today we were expecting that the Communications Authority of Kenya would come with tangible answers as to how far they have gone in connecting those areas to mobile network. The officers who came did not seem to have been properly briefed, and so we resolved as a committee that we excuse them. They go and get a proper briefing. We will be asking the Minister for ICT, the Director General of Communications Authority of Kenya, and the CEO of the same organization to appear before the committee and shed light into what is happening. Why? Because we are holding them to their word. This was their commitment, that by this time they will have connected those areas. In fact, we had suggested to them that when the Senate visits Kitui, the committee would go with them to those areas and switch on the signals. That has not been done. And this time round, I want this to go on record. We've talked too much, and I think it is now time for action. The Communications Authority of Kenya, under the Universal Service Fund, must come out clearly and tell Kenyans whether they are able to do this job on connectivity or they can't. And irrespective of what initiatives people will support, whether the Punguza Mizigo initiative or the BBI, we are saying institutions in this country that are not serving their purpose should stop drawing funds from the people of Kenya. As simple as that. And if then the CIK becomes that kind of institution, then they just have to pave way for other people who can do this job.
Right.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you. But before I let you go, of course, I can't go without asking this question. Yesterday we were at the textile factory here in Kitui County, and you were not around that time, and most of the senators were there. Maybe what happened? Did you plan to skip it, or what exactly is happening? As we understand there are some politics that are going on here. Maybe we can clarify that.
You know, cheap politicians will see politics in everything. Serious leaders like me will see leadership in everything. Today, as we speak here, there are many committees meeting. I'm not in those committees. You know what? And I'm told this came from the governor of Kitui County. What the governor needs to understand is that the Senate is a very orderly institution. We do things through programs. We don't just wake up and do things. The leaders who were at that institution yesterday, that is called Senate leadership. And for the information of the governor and those others who may be thinking the same, Senator Enoch Wambua is not in leadership. I am an ordinary senator, but to answer your question specifically and directly, if I was in leadership, I would not have gone. I have pronounced myself on that matter, and I am not known to be a master of double speak. I have said it very clearly that Kikotech is an illegality. It is not based on any law. It is draining funds from the county without the approval of the county assembly of Kitui. Kikotech, let people not lie to us that Kikotech has employed 600 people. I want you as a journalist, and you know I'm a journalist as well, go to Kikotech now and ask the manager if he has an appointment letter to work in that institution. Ask anyone whether anyone of those people has an appointment letter and who the employer is, where the money is going when they sell the clothes that they are making. And so asking the senator of Kitui County to go to Kikotek is like asking a priest to go and spend time in a brothel. I can't.
Before I let you go, maybe critics say that maybe you are advancing this because you are eyeing maybe a political seat, the governorship. Is it true?
My friend, you know, I told you cheap politicians will say anything that they want to say. I was elected on August 8th, 2017 as a senator of Kitui County. Article 96 squarely puts the responsibility of taking care of the interests of Kitui County in my office. That responsibility is not with the governor or another person. It is in the office of the senator of Kitui County. So what I'm doing, I'm just protecting the interests of the people who elected me. As to 2022, we leave everything to God. Why are people so worried about 2022? I never talk about 2022. I talk about today. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Of course, clarifying matters and also telling us what the committee has, of course, agreed concerning the internet connectivity in Kitui County and other areas surrounding this place. Well, Sam, you've heard it for yourself. Things are going on, how things are going on here in Kitui County, and we'll still be here to update the viewer on the happenings and as things continue to unravel here in Kitui County. Back to you, Sam, in studio.
Thank you so much, Daniel Karaoke, for that. I will be catching up with you at around 1 p.m. for Newscut, when we shall be getting more updates from him in as far as the various issues that will be coming forth from Kitui is concerned. Right now, we'd like to take a break, but when we return, we shall be having much more up, and including that feature that was filed by our reporter Dennis Matara on some of the issues that cancer patients are struggling with right here in the country.